Welcome back. Let's reading some more before I'm getting too tired. I'm freezing a little bit, so I think I will go to my bed. Go inside my bed. So let's do that. So soon, 6 p.m. I think I'll read about this through dash 8 and dash 7. Then I will make a video about it in my language, Danish. Good. Let's do that.
De Havilland Canada-8. This article may require copy editing for Mo's real-time wording throughout article, grammar, style, cohesion, tone, or spelling. You can assist by editing it. January 2024, learn how and when to remove this template message. -8 redirects here. For the train locomotive line, CGE-8 series. The de Havilland Canada DHC-8, commonly known as the -8, is a series of turboprop-powered regional airliners, introduced by de Havilland Canada, DHC, in 1984. DHC was bought by Boeing in 1986, then by Bombardier in 1992, then by Longview Aviation Capital in 2019. Longview revived the de Havilland Canada brand. Powered by two Pratt & Whitney Canada PW150S, it was developed from the -7 with improved cruise performance and lower operational costs, but without still performance. The -8 was offered in three sizes: the initial Series 100, 1984 to 2005, and the more powerful Series 200, 1995 to 2009, with 37 to 40 seats, the Series 300, 1989 to 2009, with 50 to 56 seats, and Series 400, 1999 present, with 68 to 90 seats. The Q Series, Q for Quiet, are post-1997 variants fitted with active noise control systems. Per a property transaction made by Bombardier before the 2019 sale to DHC, DHC had to vacate its Downsview, Toronto, manufacturing facility in August 2022, and as of August 2023 is planning to restart -8 production in Havilland County, Alberta, by no later than 2033. Development, edit. Initial development, edit. This section needs additional citations for verification. Please help improve this article by adding citations to reliable sources in this section. Unsourced material may be challenged and removed. February 2019, learn how and when to remove this template message. In the 1970s, de Havilland Canada had invested heavily in its -7 project, concentrating on still and short field performance, the company's traditional area of expertise. Using 4 medium-power engines with large, 4-bladed propellers resulted in comparatively lower noise levels, which combined with its excellent stall characteristics, made the Dash 7 suitable for operating from small in-city airports, a market DHC felt would be compelling. However, only a handful of air carriers employed the Dash 7, as most regional airlines were more concerned about the operational costs, fuel and maintenance, of 4 engines, rather than the benefits of short-field performance. In 1980, de Havilland responded by dropping the short-field performance requirement and adapting the basic Dash 7 layout to use only 2, more powerful engines. Its favored engine supplier, Pratt & Whitney Canada, developed the new PW100 series engines for the role, more than doubling the power from its PT6. Originally designated the PT7 a 2R engine, it later became the PW120. When the Dash 8 rolled out on the 19th of April, 1983, more than 3,800 hours of testing had been accumulated over 2 years on 5 PW100 series test engines. The Dash 8 first flight was on the 20th of June, 1983. Certification of the PW120 followed on the 16th of December, 1983. The airliner entered service in 1984 with Noronter, and Piedmont Airlines, formerly Henson Airlines, was the first U.S. customer the same year. DHC resale, edit. In 1986, Boeing bought the company in a bid to improve production at DHC's Downs View Airport plants, believing the shared production in Canada would further strengthen their bargaining position with the Canadian government for a new Air Canada order for large intercontinental airliners. Air Canada was a Crown corporation at the time, and both Boeing and Airbus were competing heavily via political channels for the contract. It was eventually won by Airbus, which received an order for 34 A320 aircraft. Allegations of secret commissions paid to Prime Minister of Canada Brian Mulroney are today known as the Airbus affair. Following its failure in the competition, Boeing immediately put de Havilland Canada up for sale. The company was eventually purchased by Bombardier in 1992. Q Series, Dash 400, edit. The market for new aircraft to replace existing turboprops once again grew in the mid-1990s, and DHC responded with the improved Series 400 design. All Dash 8s delivered from the second quarter of 1996, including all Series 400s, include the active noise and vibration system designed to reduce cabin noise and vibration levels to nearly those of jet airliners. To emphasize their quietness, Bombardier renamed the go-forward production of Dash 8 models as the Q Series turboprops, Q200, Q300, and Q400. The last Dash 8-100, a -102, was built in 2005. In April 2008, Bombardier announced that production of the remaining classic versions, Series Q200 and Q300, would be ended, leaving the Series Q400 as the only Dash 8 still in production. Production of the Q200 and Q300 was to cease in May 2009. A total of 671 Dash 8 classics were produced. The last one was delivered to Air Nelson in May 2008. Continuing on with the Q400, the 1,000th-8 was delivered in November 2010. Production, edit. Bombardier aimed to produce the Q400 more economically. A deal with its machinists union in June 2017 allowed the assembly of the wings and cockpit section outside Canada, and searches for potential partners commenced. Bombardier expected to produce the cockpit section in its plant in Querétaro, Mexico, outsourcing the wings to China's Shenyang Aircraft Corp. which already builds the Q400's center fuselage. The Q400 components are chemically milled while older variants are assembled from bonded panels and skins. The production of the Dash 8 Series 100 stopped in 2005, and that of the Series 200 and 300 in 2009. Proposed Q400X stretch, edit. Bombardier proposed the development of a Q400 stretch with two plug-in segments, called the Q400X project, in 2007. It would compete in the 90-seat market range. In response to this project, as of November 2007, ATR was studying a 90-seat stretch. In June 2009, Bombardier Commercial Aircraft President Gary Scott indicated that the Q400X would be definitely part of our future for possible introduction in 2013-14, although he did not detail the size of the proposed version or commit to an introduction date. As of July 2010, Bombardier's Vice President, Philippe Pautizou, made comments explaining the company was still studying the prospects of designing the Q400X and talking with potential customers. At the time, Bombardier was not as committed to the Q400X as it had been previously. As of May 2011, Bombardier was still strongly committed to the stretch but envisioned it as more likely as a 2015 or later launch. Complicating launch date matters were new power plants from GE and PwC to be introduced in 2016. As of February 2012, Bombardier was still studying the issue, but as of 2011, the launch date was no longer targeted for the 2014 range. At least a 3-year delay was envisioned. In October 2012, a joint development deal with a government-led South Korean consortium was revealed, to develop a 90-seater turboprop regional airliner, targeting a 2019 launch date. The consortium was to have included Korea Aerospace Industries and Korean Airlines. High-density, 90-seat Q400, edit. At the February 2016 Singapore Airshow, Bombardier announced a high-density, 90-seat layout of the Q400, which should enter service in 2018, keeping the 28-in, 71 centimeters, seat pitch of the Nok Air 86 seats. An extra row of seats is allowed by changing the configuration of the front right door and moving back the aft pressure bulkhead. The payload is increased by 2,000 pounds, 910 kilograms, and the aircraft maintenance check intervals are increased, 800 hours from 600 for an A check and 8,000 hours from 6,000 for a C check. By August 2018, the 90-seat variant was certified before delivery to launch customer SpiceJet later in the same year. In March 2021, EASA certified the 90-seat variant for European operations. DHC believes that there are opportunities with prospective European customers as of 2021. Sale to Longview, reviving the de Havilland Canada name, edit. On the 8th of November, 2018, Canadian company Longview Aviation Capital Corporation, through its subsidiary Viking Air, acquired the entire Dash 8 program and the de Havilland brand from Bombardier, in a deal that would close by the second half of 2019. Viking had already acquired the discontinued de Havilland Canada aircraft model type certificates in 2006. By November 2018, the sales of the higher performance Q400 were slower than the cheaper aircraft from ATR. Bombardier announced the sale was for $300 million and expects $250 million net. The sale was projected by Bombardier to result in $250 million annual savings. In January 2019, Longview announced that it would establish a new company in Ontario, reviving the de Havilland Aircraft Company of Canada name, to continue production of the Q400 and support the Dash 8 range. By February, the program sale was expected to close at the end of September. On the 3rd of June, 2019, the sale was closed with the newly formed de Havilland Canada, DHC, taking control of the Dash 8 program, including servicing the previous -100, -200, and -300 series. Production of the Q400 was planned to continue at the Downsview, Toronto production facility, under DHC's management. De Havilland is considering a 50-seat shrink, as North American Airlines operate 870 aging 50-seaters, mostly CRJs and Embraer RJs. There were 17 Dash 8s scheduled for delivery in 2021, and de Havilland could pause production after those, while the factory lease expires in 2023. On the 17th of February, 2021, DHC announced a pause in production, planned for the second half of 2021, due to a lack of Dash 8 orders from airlines. The manufacturer planned to vacate its Downsview, Toronto facility and lay off 500 employees in the process. The layoff notice resulted in the union representing the workers demanding a government bailout. The company plans to restart production after the pandemic at a new location. In July 2022, DHC announced that it would review the Dash 8 program and supply chain later in the year, and could restart production in the middle of the decade if conditions allow. The Calgary site, where the company produces DHC-6 Twin Otters, was originally envisioned as the venue for Dash 8 production. Per a property transaction made by Bombardier prior to the 2019 sale to DHC, DHC decommissioned its Downsview, Toronto, manufacturing facility in August 2022, and in 2023 confirmed its plans to restart Dash 8 production in Havilland County, Alberta, outside of Calgary, by no later than 2033. Hydrogen electric powertrain, edit. In December 2021, DHC entered into a partnership with Zero Avia with a view to offering the ZA2000 hydrogen electric propulsion as an option for the DHC-8, as a line-fit option for new aircraft and as an approved retrofit for existing aircraft. In May 2023, Zero Avia unveiled a DHC-8 Q400 donated by Alaska Airlines for use as a test aircraft. Design, edit. Distinguishing features of the Dash 8 design are the large T-tail intended to keep the tail free of prop wash during takeoff, a very high aspect ratio wing, the elongated engine nacelles also holding the rearward folding landing gear, and the pointed nose profile. The Dash 8 design has better cruise performance than the Dash 7, is less expensive to operate, and is much less expensive to maintain, due largely to having only 2 engines. It is a little noisier than the Dash 7 and cannot match the stall performance of its earlier DHC forebears, although it is still able to operate from small airports with runways 3,000 feet, 910 m, long, compared to the 2,200 feet, 670 m, required by a fully laden Dash 7. Regional jet competition, edit. The introduction of the regional jet altered the sales picture. Although more expensive than turboprops, regional jets allow airlines to operate passenger services on routes not suitable for turboprops. Turboprop aircraft have lower fuel consumption and can operate from shorter runways than regional jets, but have higher engine maintenance costs, shorter ranges, and slower cruising speeds. When world oil prices drove up short-haul airfares in 2006, An increasing number of airlines that had bought regional jets began to reassess turboprop regional airliners, which use about 30–60% less fuel than regional jets. Although the market was not as robust as in the 1980s when the first Dash 8s were introduced, 2007 had increased sales of the only 240-plus seat regional turboprops still in Western production, Bombardier's Q400 and its competitor, the ATR series of 50 to 70 seat turboprops. The Q400 has a cruising speed close to that of most regional jets, and its mature engines and systems require less frequent maintenance, reducing its disadvantage. Variants, edit. The aircraft has been delivered in 4 series. The Series 100 has a maximum capacity of 39. The Series 200 has the same capacity but offers more powerful engines. The Series 300 is a stretched, 50-seat version, and the Series 400 is further stretched to a maximum of 90 passengers. Models delivered after 1997 have cabin noise suppression and are designated with the prefix Q. Production of the Series 100 ceased in 2005, followed by the 200 and 300 in 2009, leaving the Q400 as the only series still in production. Series 100, edit. The Series 100 was the original 37 to 39 passenger version of the Dash 8 that entered service in 1984. The original engine was the Pratt & Whitney Canada PW120 and later units used the PW121. Rated engine power is 1,800 shp, 1,340 kilowatts. DHC8-101 1984 variant powered by either two PW120 or PW120 engines and a 33,000 pound, 15,000 kilograms, takeoff weight. DHC8-102 1986 variant powered by either two PW120 or PW121 engines and a 34,500 pound, 15,650 kilograms, takeoff weight. DHC8-103 1987 variant powered by two PW121 engines and a 34,500 pound, 15,650 kilograms, takeoff weight, can be modified for a 35,200 pound, 15,950 kilograms, takeoff weight. DHC8-102 1990 variant powered by two PW120 engines with revised Heath Techno interior. DHC8-106 1992 variant powered by two PW121 engines and a 36,300 pound, 16,450 kilograms, takeoff weight. DHC8-100 PF DHC8-100 converted to a freighter by Voyager Aviation, with a 10,000 pound, 4,536 kilograms, cargo capacity. DHC8M100 2 aircraft for maritime pollution surveillance, operated by Transport Canada, equipped with the MSS 6000 surveillance system. CC-142 military transport version for the Canadian Forces in Europe. CT-142 military navigation training version for the Canadian Forces. Used to train Canadian and Allied nations ACSOs and AESOPs. E9A widget. A United States Air Force range control aircraft that ensures that the overwater military ranges in the Gulf of Mexico are clear of civilian boats and aircraft during live fire tests of air-launched missiles and other hazardous military activities. The E9A widget is equipped with an /APS-143V one radar that can detect an object in the water as small as a person in a life raft, from up to 25 mi, 40 kilometers, away. Aircraft operate out of Tyndall Air Force Base, Florida, with 2 aircraft assigned to the 82nd Aerial Targets Squadron for the support of training missions. Series 200, edit. The Series 200 aircraft maintained the same 37-39 passenger airframe as the original Series 100, but was re-engined for improved performance. The Series 200 used the more powerful Pratt & Whitney Canada PW123 engines rated at 2,150 shp, 1,600 kilowatts. DHC-8-201 1995 variant powered by 2 PW123C engines. DHC-8-202 1995 variant powered by 2 PW123D engines. Q200 version of the DHC-8-200 with the ANVS, active noise and vibration suppression, system. In 2000, its unit cost was US $12 million. Series 300, edit. The Series 300 introduced a longer airframe that was stretched 3.43 meters, 11.3 feet, over the Series 100 /200 and has a passenger capacity of 56. The Series 300 also used the Pratt & Whitney Canada PW123 engines. Rated engine power is between 2,380 shp, 1,774 kilowatts, and 2,500 shp, 1,864 kilowatts. Design service life is 80,000 flight cycles. Under an extended service program launched in 2017, the service life of Dash 8 to 300 is extended by 50%, or approximately 15 years, to 120,000 flight cycles. DHC-8-301 1989 variant powered by 2 PW123 engines. DHC-8-311 1990 variant powered by 2 PW123 engines with revised Heath Techno interior. In addition, the landing gear design changed to a slightly swept-back design intended to prevent tail strikes. DHC-8-314 1992 variant powered by 2 PW123B engines. DHC-8-315 1995 variant powered by 2 PW123E engines. DHC-8-300 version of the DHC-8-300 with increased payload. Q300 version of the DHC-8-300 with the ANVS, active noise and vibration suppression, system. DHC-8-300 MSA upgraded variant with L3 for maritime surveillance platform. R06A United States military designation for the DHC-8-315 for the United States Army as a reconnaissance platform. C1470 United States military designation for the DHC-8-315 for the United States Army as a jump platform. In 2000, its unit cost was US $14.3 million. Series 400, edit. The Series 400 introduced an even longer airframe that was stretched 6.83 meters, 22.4 feet, over the Series 300, 10.26 meters, 33.7 feet, over the Series 100 /200, has a larger, stouter T-tail and has a passenger capacity of 6890. The Series 400 uses Pratt & Whitney Canada PW150 engines rated at 4,850 shp, 3,620 kilowatts. The aircraft has a cruise speed of 360 knots, 667 kilometers per hour, which is 60-90 knots, 11166 kilometer forward/h, higher than its predecessors. The maximum operating altitude is 25,000 feet, 7,600 m, for the standard version, although a version with drop-down oxygen masks is offered.